Hey guys, way back rewind here. In part one, I tried to connect my buddy's old Roku and it was just too old. I had difficulty getting it to work. So I decided not to give up and try again with a much newer unit. So we're going to continue our test to see how the Roku compares to the Amazon TV Firestick. And we're going to see how well they both work here on Way Back Rewind. Okay, let's get started. My Amazon Fire Stick is already connected to the TV, so not one to give up easily. I overnight ordered a new one. I got the cheapest one they make, which is analogous to the cheapest Fire Stick that I have over there. So it is a 2002 model. With my newly created Roku account, I shouldn't have any difficulty getting this to work. And we can do a fair comparison between the Roku and the Fire Stick. I'm not sponsored, so I bought this with my own money, which means I'm going to keep it. The argument of whether you need one over the other is kind of moot at this point. I'm going to have both, but it's still going to be interesting to see if there's any advantage to one over the other. Maybe there's some things that are unique to the Roku that I can't get on the Fire Stick. We'll find out. Okay, so let's unbox this live. It's kind of fun to do this for you live. You can get my unique first impressions. Not very good at writing scripts. And it would sound really fake if I did it scripted anyway. Okay, let's see what's in here. There's the remote. The device itself comes with a battery. Thought that was something. That's just a picture. Let's see what's in here. Box is empty. Let's see what this is. Comes with an HDMI cable. Comes with a USB cable. What I understand, they expect you to plug the USB into the TV. What I understand though, this HDMI cable has the antenna in it, so you have to use the wire that's supplied with the Roku, at least on some models. It's going to probably be a problem eventually because I have a tangle of cables here and this will probably get misconstrued somehow. I'll have to mark it in some way that I know this is the Roku cable. I normally just toss these to the side. Let's just take a quick look to see if there's anything I need to be aware of. What I understand in this cheap model, I believe you actually have to point this, so it's really not going to work from behind the TV. This is a pointing remote. Keep that in mind. This remote has the same few buttons as the other one. Two back button thing I don't quite understand, and these pre-programmed buttons which you can't really change. Alright, minus. Both of the minuses go in the same direction. That's kind of unusual. Not really sure what this little tab is for, but I guess that's a Roku trademark. Roku means 6 in Japanese. Apparently this was the 6th company created by the creator. Japanese people are looking at this going 6. I don't get it, but that's what it is. So the HDMI goes in there. The USB goes in there. It's an old school USB. Not sure why they're still using those. I'm going to plug these into the back of the TV. The Roku has awakened. Now let's see how to set this up. I'll pick English because that's the only language I know. They have moved the OK button into the center here, which unlike the old Roku didn't have that, so I'm very appreciative of that. Okay, let me show the entire world my password. Nope, just kidding. And of course it needs to update. It's restarting. Okay, it's updated to the latest software. Continue. I'm going to have to log into the email account that I created yesterday. Okay, it's trying to activate. Okay, most of the setup took place offline on my phone. It asked me a bunch of questions about what I like to watch. Allowed me to select apps to be installed so they could preload them onto my start page. And also to enter credit card information in case I want to buy something. So now I'm fully ready to go with my own Roku account and my own Roku streaming device. So let's see what my home page looks like.
Let's get you streaming. Here's a quick tour of your new Roku player. We'll start with your remote. Press home at any time to return to the home screen. Back always returns to the previous screen. And star shows additional options. Press this button while streaming to see the options menu. Press and hold the mic button on voice remotes or the free Roku mobile app to search for entertainment, control your streaming, and more. Now let's check out your home menu. Visit streaming channels to find your favorites and discover new ones. Search to see where to stream things for free or at the lowest cost. Feature free for quick access to free TV. And be sure to check out the Roku channel for more free, live, and premium entertainment. For more information and other cool features, visit the Tips and Tricks channel on your home screen. And that's it. Happy streaming.
Okay, that was a nice touch. Firestick didn't do that. Firestick just kind of throws you in and you're on your own. So here I am, back to the home screen like I had before. So some of these channels were based on my interview. I do have Vudu, I do have Hulu, P+, D+. I don't have Apple. So some of these I'll get rid of and I'll probably add some others. Let's see if Prime Video loads, which is the problem I had before. Alright, so I need to sign in. Let me show the world my password. Nope, just kidding. Okay, it looks like I have successfully logged into Prime. And I see my familiar things. It knows that I like Star Trek and old TV shows. So this looks like the Prime that I know and love. It'll show the movies that I bought or the movies that I like. The one thing that is conspicuously absent, I cannot get to my recast through here. That is a bit of a problem. Because things that I've recorded on my recast, only accessible through the Firestick. That's a problem. That's -1 for the Roku. Okay, I just logged into Pandora successfully. So all of my Pandora stations are here. Go back. Most important one here, my Hulu plus Live TV. If I can get to that, I'll consider this a success. Log in. So I finally got logged into Hulu plus Live TV, which is my live TV provider. What I mostly use Hulu for, where it says TV, but that's not how you access TV. You access TV through Live, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I guess it does. And then it immediately jumps into whatever program you're watching, which is annoying. You have to go to the guide to find out what's really on. Okay, I mostly use this for sports, but the nice thing about Hulu is it does have the built-in DVR. So I can come in here and record stuff. Where I come over to my stuff, this will show the stuff that I've already recorded. If I get to longing for football games past, I can go in and watch them. On any of these devices that I can get to Hulu, I can see my recordings. So I can't see my recast, so I can't see my over-the-air recordings except through Firestick devices, but at least through the Roku I can get to my Hulu recordings. Okay, now that I have both of them up and running, the most tedious thing about setting up a new streaming device is downloading the dozens and dozens of apps that I would be most interested in and then logging into each one of those, trying to remember what my password is. So if you buy a brand new streaming device, prepare to spend hours and hours of just tedious downloading, logging in, remembering your password, resetting your password. Let me see if that channel guide is working. Channel guide is working now that I have it set up with my account. So I have access to hundreds and hundreds of free channels. So you're not lacking for things to watch on Roku. There's no way you're going to run out of things to watch. Okay, I'm comparing the live TV guide on Roku on the left, Fire TV on the right. I'll have to give advantage to Roku on the live TV guide. One of the things I like is it divides the TV guide up to genres, depending on what you're interested in. And then it also assigns a number to it. I don't know where this number comes from. Maybe it's arbitrary, but assigning a number to every single channel is kind of convenient. On the Firestick side, it doesn't divide anything up into genres. It doesn't assign numbers. So you have just endless rows of channels, which there's no easy way to figure out what it is you're watching. So these are all the Freevee channels. Freevee, which used to be IMDb TV, owned by Amazon. So they put that on there. And it's just endless rows, and you don't know what genre they are, and you don't have a number, so you can easily come back to it and remember it. Both of them give you the ability to assign favorites, which makes it easier to find, but I kind of like the idea of assigning numbers to them and genres. So definitely the Roku gets an advantage there. Although regarding free TV, I would be remiss if I didn't point out that I can get to the Roku channel on the Firestick as well. And in that sense, the Firestick can do the exact same thing as the Roku. I can see all of the live TV with the numbers that I love so much. So what's interesting is even though they call this live TV, it's not live TV in the traditional broadcast sense. They're kind of streaming it to you on a feed that may be off by several seconds to minutes from a feed that another person might be watching. So it's more like simultaneous feed TV. I don't even know if there's an English word to describe what they were actually doing. One thing about the Roku interface, it is a little cleaner. The icons are larger, and if you're not sure what you want to watch, the suggestions over on the left-hand side kind of help you out a little bit. You can see what to watch. It gives you some suggestions. Firestick does that as well, but you have to drill into it a little further to see that. It does give you some things to look at based on what you've watched before, but you kind of have to scroll through to see that. The Amazon menu is a little busier. It has the slideshow mode. I believe there's options to change that to where it doesn't do it at all. And I believe there's another option where it will actually show full motion ads with sound. Right now it's kind of set to slideshow. That doesn't really bother me much because I'm not normally sitting there watching the home menu all day long. So I just powered off the TV, powered it back on to see if the Roku would remember where it was or if it goes back to the home menu. We're about to find out. And it came back to the home menu. So it doesn't exactly remember where it was. So if I'm watching live TV and I shut it off, I turn it back on, it comes right back to where it was. I will say that the difference is I'm watching live over the air TV. I'm not watching an app. I don't think I would get the same effect if I were watching an app. So that is one of the differences, that the Firestick supports live over the air TV, whereas the Roku does not. Now, the Roku TV obviously would, but a Roku plugged into a TV is going to give you a different effect. I get back to my central question. Is there any reason to prefer Roku over Firestick or vice versa? For me, it all boils down to which ecosystem are you in? I mean, I'm a Firestick guy because I have the Amazon Prime, which I can access on the Roku, admittedly, but Amazon Prime also has the Recast TV, which allows me to watch live TV, and I can't get that through the Roku. So you see over here on the right, I'm showing the Recast. So on the Recast, I have all of my over-the-air channels, all 120 of them, however many there are, and I can record those and play them back. Are there apps on the Roku that I can't get on the Firestick? Undoubtedly. So the point is moot at this point because I own both of them. I have accounts in both of them. Whatever I can't see on one, I can see on the other. Is there any reason to prefer one over the other? If you're an Amazon Prime subscriber and you have a lot of Amazon devices, you're probably going to want the Firestick. The Roku is equally as nice when it comes to loading apps. You have access to hundreds, if not thousands of apps, hundreds of free channels. I think it just comes down to personal preference. It's personal preference, but the fact that I can see my live over-the-air TV on the Firestick, it's kind of the deal breaker for me. I don't think I could live with just a Roku without having access to my free over-the-air TV. Because you know how much I love old TV shows, and I'm sure I have access to those same shows on the Roku, on different various channels, but Here I have the ability to pause this, record it. I can come in here and say record. And so do you want to record the series, this episode, record the full series? And now it's recording. I've gotten totally spoiled with the recast, although Amazon's probably going to stop supporting it at some point. I don't know why. It's the most amazing device in the world. It's just a little black box that sits here under the table, silently recording on multiple tuners. I love it to death, and that's one reason you could never get me to give up the Fire Stick. The Roku is nice. I don't know that Roku has access to anything that I can't get on Fire Stick. I'm sure there is something. I can even get the Roku channel on Fire Stick, so I don't really know what Roku has that Fire Stick doesn't. If you know of something that the Roku can do that Fire Stick cannot, leave me something in the comments. Let me know. Other than that, they're both very capable streaming devices. Let you get to all the things that you need to get to. Highly recommend getting a streaming device because nowadays everything's going to streaming. You have access to hundreds of free channels. Even if you never buy a movie, you still have access to hundreds and hundreds of free channels. No subscription, no credit card, free forever. Those are my favorite kind of channels. I don't know what else to tell you about Roku versus Fire Stick. I can't find anything on Roku that makes me say this is the best streaming device to have. I love my Fire Stick for the reasons I already explained. The Roku seems to do almost everything that the Fire Stick can do, but I haven't seen anything on Roku that Fire Stick can't do. So there you have it. Two streaming devices, two approaches to doing pretty much the same thing. I don't know if one is better than the other. If I could only have one streaming device, it would definitely be the Fire Stick. Roku seems like a good enough device for most people. And as always, please like or subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching.